Okay.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. Hope you all are enjoying this lovely fall Friday afternoon. I see people in the chat are still just falling head over heels over our discussion about Mitch McConnell yesterday, and I'm loving it. John is almost always right. Not always, but that was a lot of fun yesterday. If you missed that show, I got totally derailed and sidetracked, and I've had a couple text messages. Tattoo teacher said she was going to lecture me, like send me a I don't know, a scathing message last night, but she didn't. She held off. But I encourage it. It's okay, guys. It's okay. You can lecture me when it's deserved. Full disclosure and soft disclosure, I guess. I'm not even 100% confident that he fell. I don't know, and I don't care. I just thought it was funny the way it went down. And then when you guys went all in on it, I just had to go for it. That's how it happens. Just how it happens. But plenty to discuss today. We got John Bolton indicted yesterday. We'll go through some of that. For whatever reason, the last 12 hours, ever since John Bolton got indicted, I've been getting tagged in a bunch of stuff about Mike Pence. And I've been trying to figure out like what changed, like what happened. Was like people are saying Mike Pence was implicated in the John Bolton indictment, and I've read the indictment and I didn't see that. So I'm trying to figure out what everybody is up in arms about and know my thoughts on Mike Pence. I'm still neutral. I haven't changed. I haven't seen anything proving that he's the bad, evil villain everybody wants him to be. And this is a great example of it. I'll show you guys when we get there. How dare you, John? Not scathing, scolding. That's what you said. Sorry. Only one includes detention. Oh, you guys are funny. Okay, well, let's get a quick word from the sponsors of today's show, and then we'll just start plugging away. See what happens. See how weird things get today. First up, we got Tamarac Garden. These guys are fantastic. Absolutely love them. So is my girlfriend. Introducing Tamarac Gardens handcrafted herbal remedies and teas. Made with weeds, wildflowers, and wild harvested herbs in the Pacific Northwest, their products will heal your skin, boost collagen, lighten dark spots, and slow aging. Plus, it's safe for babies, grandmas, and everybody in between. From salves for headaches, bug bites, and arthritis to supplements for liver and kidney health, they harness God's bounty for your health and to keep you out of the doctor's office. Family owned in North Idaho, Tamarac Gardens dermatologist recommended products support your body inside and out because your health deserves better. Visit tamaracgarden.com today, and with promo code Badlands, you'll get $10 off your order. That's tamaracgarden.com, promo code Badlands. Not gonna lie, I feel like my reading skills are not great today. Could be rough because I planned on reading a lot. Well, maybe not a lot, but just the mind-mouth connection is not working great. I've been struggling with my sleep lately, but that ends tonight, I think. Tonight, guys, Onlyland's got a pretty big show plan, big announcement. So if you haven't seen Onlylands, I'd encourage you to join us. But for sure tonight, if there's ever an Onlylands episode to watch, tonight's that one. It's going to be a great show. So make sure you guys tune into that. We also have one more sponsor, and that's our very own Jessica Storm. She's probably in the chat. All Good. Make self-care great again with All Good by Jessica Storm. Elevate your hair game this holiday season with All Good's deep conditioning tallow hair mask and unlock radiant, healthy locks that steal the spotlight. Crafted with clean, intentional ingredients like 100% grass-fed tallow and organic cold-pressed oils, All Good delivers pure nourishment in glass packaging. It's goodness you can trust inside and out. Discover the no-tox smoothing serum to naturally rejuvenate and firm your skin for a radiant glow. No toxins, no parabens, no sulfates, no BPAs, and no BS. Grab yourself a bundle with All Good favorites to see what all the buzz is about. And don't forget to leave your review. Shop at badlandsmedia.tv/allgood. Use promo code Badlands to snag your discount and support Badlands Media. That's badlandsmedia.tv/allgood. Promo code Badlands. Real Red Pill Wife is upset that I'm teasing an announcement. Just going to have to suck it up. It's worth the wait, though. It's worth the tease, in my opinion. Man, I forgot to pull up the GART thing. Hold on. If you guys missed it yesterday, we did an exclusive live stream for the GART ticket holders. It was a lot of fun. It was me, Ash, Brian, Zach, Alpha, Ghost, and Cam. I think I got everybody. We further dissected Mitch McConnell's fall, which that in and of itself made the whole thing worth it. We found a new video angle of the fall. So that was fun. And yeah, still questions about the whole thing, but we won't. I'll try not to spend the entire show today talking about it. But yeah, guys, get your tickets to Cocoa Beach. It's coming up here November 6th through the 9th. It's not too late. Single day tickets are still available. And if you can't make it in person, you got to get yourself a virtual ticket. I think the price went up though now. Just a little bit, just a couple bucks. But it's going to be well worth it. We were planning some of our panels. It's going to be a good time. CC in the chat says Tamarac Gardens has amazing products, but their customer service is also A+. My order was sent to Hawaii by USPS. Michelle not only offered to resend, said no, but she called them and sorted it out. That's amazing. They are good people over there. We appreciate them. Okay, let's dive in. No update on the Doge website. No update on the presidential website, but the shutdown continues. 16 and a half days. There was a vote today. John Thune was trying to force Democrats to vote on the paying of troops during the shutdown, the single item bill we were talking about yesterday. Not only did Trump sign that executive order, like ordering the Secretary of War to, hey, move some funds around, move some money around, and figure out a way to pay these people, but also the Democrats or the Republicans were voting on a single item bill to try to get through. But Democrats failed it. They needed 60 votes. A House-approved bill that would fund the U.S. military during the ongoing federal government shutdown failed to pass in the Senate in a procedural vote on Thursday. The House bill required at least 60 votes in the 100-member Senate to advance because of the chamber's filibuster rules. The final vote was 50-44, with the 3 Democrats joining most Republicans in voting aye. Is that A or I? Does anybody know how they pronounce that when they're voting? The A's have it. The I's have it. A's, nays. I've never voted in that manner before, so I don't know. Anyway, Senate Majority Leader John Thune voted against the bill solely as a tactic to allow him to quickly revive the effort to fund the Pentagon during the shutdown. The vote came hours after a Senate bill to fund the entire government failed. Most Democrats in the House opposed the defense funding bill when it was voted on in July. Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous. I don't know how the Democrats are going to continue with these optics that they're getting over this. Tattoo teacher, why is Congress essential? It's not. Certainly not. Let's talk all things Mike Pence. That's coming, guys. Maybe we'll get to that. Let me get to a couple Trump True Social posts, and then we'll do the John Bolton story, which is where somehow Mike Pence is implicated or something. So we'll get there. First up, this was a post from Trump yesterday. I am outraged that the International Maritime Organization is voting in London this week to pass a global carbon tax. The United States will not stand for this global green new scam tax on shipping and will not adhere to it in any way, shape, or form. We will not tolerate increased prices on American consumers or the creation of the green new scam bureaucracy to spend your money on their green dreams. Stand with the United States and vote no in London tomorrow. So, oopsie. If he can do it, why can't we? Why can't we just be like, I'm outraged about my income taxes. This is just a hypothetical question, by the way. I'm outraged by my income taxes. So I'm not going to adhere to it in any way. We will not tolerate increased taxes, blah, blah, blah. I will not allow my money to be spent on all the BS it's being spent on. Again, just hypothetical. Oh, no, hold on. Sorry, I got to take this call because I think my sprinklers are getting blown out today. And they're on the way. Hold for processing, guys. Sorry about that, guys. I know that's very rude, but it's a busy time of year for people getting their sprinklers blown out, and I didn't want the guy to not come because he didn't think I was home. Not that it matters. I mean, I turned the water off, but CC, if you're watching or listening, just keep an ear out maybe for the guy if he wants to like double check that the water's off or something. Anyway, okay, back to business, guys. Back to business. Let's talk about this one that he posted. I have 8 great U.S. attorneys, highly respected all, who will not be confirmed for their positions in various highly consequential states only because the Republicans and the Democrats have convinced Chuck Grassley to honor the stupid and outdated blue slip tradition, which precludes very talented and dedicated people from attaining high office. The Democrats violate this practice in order to get people in, but Republicans just don't. These great people's careers have been badly hurt by the radical left Democrats using an old and ridiculous custom strictly to their advantage. What a shame. And I think he goes on. It says here, a blue slip means that if you're a Republican president and there happens to be just one Democrat senator in a state where you are appointing a U.S. attorney or district court judge, you will never be successful in getting a Republican confirmed. In other words, blue slips are a disaster. And I have 8 great Republican U.S. attorney candidates who will not be able to fulfill their service to the people. Why is he calling back? Hold on, guys. I'm sorry, guys. Hold for processing. I gotta answer the door for this guy. Keep yourselves busy. Entertain yourselves. Oh, what a shit show. Okay. This is the real life of John Herold, everybody. Constant interruptions, dealing with stuff.
He needs to know where inside.
I told him not to come at 12 during my show, but they didn't take directions. Whatever. I'm probably gonna get interrupted like 6 more times when my girlfriend can't figure out where it goes. But whatever. I know this is totally unprofessional, but I don't care. This is as authentic as it gets. Just reading the chat. Seeing how mad everybody is. What if the sprinkler guy is a hitman? Well, he's the same guy that blew up my dad's sprinklers. I don't think so. Gonna bug my sprinklers probably. It is weird. They didn't come inside last year, but also last year I oh, she didn't shut the door. It's a disaster. Hold on. Last year in the spring when I went to turn my water system back on and everything, the pipe had cracked outside, so I had to like go fix it. I fixed it myself too, and it held up. But what's on the shelves? Real life is genuine, lots of drama, generic convo starter. So it's a good thing we didn't say anything bad about him. No need to scroll up, John. Oh, you guys are so funny. I will come back. I'm going to save this chat just to read it later. Seems like a lot of work to live where it snows. Yeah, this is how it is. You have to get the sprinklers blown out. Some years, one year I forgot when I was at my old house. I just completely forgot and didn't affect anything. It was the weirdest thing. So the next year I just purposely didn't get it blown out and totally ruined the sprinklers at my house. Maybe we didn't have a bad winter the first one. I was like, this is a pyramid scheme. It's a scam. Like I forgot to get my sprinklers blown out and nothing happened. Nothing broke. The sprinklers ran fine that year. So then the following winter I did it again, but that time it was on purpose, not forgetting. And boy, what a mistake that was. Basically, I had to get like new sprinklers put in at that house, my old house. Learn to blow out your own sprinklers. I think it's the best. I could, but that seems like even more work. Time is money, guys. Time is money. Okay, let's talk about John Bolton and Mike Pence. And I don't know why the website looks like that right now, but whatever. That is weird. Why does it do that? See that white thing? That's just weird. Anyway, the Justice Department announced that former National Security Advisor John Bolton has been indicted under the Espionage Act on multiple felony counts related to the mishandling of classified national defense information. He's accused of unlawfully transmitting and retaining materials marked top secret, including intelligence on foreign adversaries, national security operations, and future military activities. The indictment charges Bolton with 8 counts of transmitting national defense information and 10 counts of unlawful retention. Prosecutors allege he sent classified documents using personal email and messaging accounts and stored additional materials at his home. Sources familiar with the probe said his AOL account has been under scrutiny for years, separate from previous inquiries into Bolton's memoir. Intelligence officials have long suspected the account was hacked by a foreign adversary, and we're going to get into this, but it was Bolton himself who's like, yeah, we're pretty sure I was hacked by Iran, or at least his representative. If convicted, Bolton faces up to 10 years in prison for each count. Hear that? My window's kind of open so you can hear the sprinklers going. Anyway, he faces up to 10 years for each count. The Justice Department's National Security Division and the U.S. Attorney's Office for the District of Maryland are jointly prosecuting the case. Attorney General Pamela Bondi said the case demonstrates that there is one tier of justice for all Americans. FBI Director Kash Patel called the investigation a reminder that no one is above the law. While U.S. Attorney Kelly Hayes and FBI Baltimore Special Agent in Charge William Del Bagno emphasized that safeguarding national security secrets is a fundamental duty to those entrusted with them. By the way, if that noise is too loud, I could shut the window here. I could stand up again and totally interrupt the show if you want me to. So just let me know if that is distracting you. Real Sneaky Pete says, John, you got them to come to your home. Usually you have to drive to a street corner with $50. You guys are so funny. But yeah, so I went through the indictment. I read the whole thing. Did not see any mention of Pence. Not once. But it talks about his time there. It talks about how he used to send it to person 1 and person 2 from about April 9th, 2018 to August 22nd, 2025. He was sharing classified information with 2 unauthorized individuals, individual 1 and individual 2. Individual 1, the grand jury knows who it is related to Bolton. I think it's his daughter and his wife. Individual 2, also related to Bolton. Neither of them had security clearance. He was emailing them. They were saying stuff like, there's one really good part in here. Let me find it. Where they're actually talking about like their interactions and knowing that what they were doing was wrong because of what they were saying to each other. Here we go. This is a great one. On or about July 23rd, 2018, Bolton sent individuals 1 and 2 a message that stated, more stuff coming, with 3 exclamation points. If you have 1 exclamation point, it's like, okay, it might not even be that exciting. You just maybe even use maybe you meant to put a period there. You don't know. But then if you use 2, it's like, wow, that's pretty exciting. This person's pretty excited. If you use 3 exclamation points in a post or in a message, text message, whatever, you are like above and beyond excited. Like I can't even begin to express how excited you must be about what you're sending. 3 exclamation points. A few minutes later, Bolton sent individuals 1 and 2 a 24-page document which described information that Bolton learned while National Security Advisor. Less than 3 hours later, Bolton sent individuals 1 and 2 a follow-up message that stated, none of which we talked about, with, again, 3 exclamation points. In response, individual 1 sent a message that stated, shh. Now, the fact that they're saying that, shh, like this is them acknowledging that they know that what they're doing is not okay. They knew that what they're doing here was wrong. Morally, ethically, at the very least, if not legally too. Approximately 2 minutes later, individual 1 sent a message in response that stated more to come with cloak and dagger or something. So he says. No, you guys aren't hearing any noise. Man, that's great. That means my mic isn't picking it up. Sprinkler guy just said, geez, how many steps do you have in your house? Guess he's never been to a split. Yeah, my house is weird. It's like it's a multi-level split level. So it's like level. And then like in the basement, there's like 2 levels that are just like storage room and like where all the utilities and stuff are. It's just weird. And then, no, it's not the former governor's mansion like people have claimed. Or the governor didn't used to live here. It's just an older, weirdly designed home, which is why I love it. It's so weird. But yeah, the sprinkler guy said, geez, how many steps do you have? Can you send the sprinkler guy to my house next? I'll ask him if he goes to. He's like right outside the window. I hope he doesn't like look in here. That'd be weird. My window's open. In North Dakota, the sprinkler guy also the justice of the peace or sheriff? You know, that's it's possible. Spetzel, John is going to fall a lot someday in that house. Then and only then will he take back his McConnell shade. I will not ever take back that shade. It was too much fun. But anyway, guys, Bolton's in trouble here. Like he knew he wasn't supposed to have information. Back in 2019, when they did the original investigation, they came and like they got all the information and whatever. Like they got all the classified documents he was supposed to have when he left the government. They shut down his skiff. He knew he wasn't supposed to have any classified information. But then only later when he got hacked is when shit went down. And his book, by the way, was published without any of the actual classified information in there. None of the classified national defense information charged in counts 1 through 18, further described below, was published in Bolton's book. On June 16th, Bolton entered a settlement agreement resolving civil litigation relating to Bolton's book. As a condition of that settlement agreement, Bolton agreed to provide the United States all materials in his possession, custody, or control that may contain classified information. He also agreed that his obligation to return classified material extends to any written or electronic drafts of the manuscript of his book, regardless of whether those materials were received in the United States or generated by Bolton. But then later, July 6th, a representative for Bolton contacted the FBI via email to alert him that they believed they were hacked by Iran, the Islamic Republic of Iran. They had obtained unauthorized access to one of Bolton's special or personal email accounts. Yeah, so he's in trouble. I think he pled not guilty today. But what I'm confused about is why everybody all of a sudden is like, has this changed your opinion on Pence? And I'm like, no. I've been the same on Pence. And you know what? This is actually a good. This will be good. So yesterday, how with McConnell, like I'm not even 100% sure that he fell on purpose. Like there is a weird way to fall. I know he's old, all these things. But as soon as I saw people like getting super emotional and upset about my comments there, I knew I had to like draw that line. Like this is the hill I die on, right? Like that's it. This is it. That's what I did. That's what I did with Pence. Okay. Like I said, yeah, I haven't seen anything about Pence. My opinion would be that he would probably have to be involved in something like devolution taking place. I just don't think any of the allegations against him and the reason people think he's a bad guy, like I haven't seen any proof to back it up yet. And people got super emotional and super pissed, and that's just one of those things. Everybody wants to hate Mike Pence, and maybe it's justified. And I'm not even sure if I'm right. I never have. I'm pretty neutral on it. But people get so up in arms about it that I'm going to die on that hill until I see evidence proving otherwise. But some of the posts that I've seen are like this. Like this, I'm not trying to call you out, I'm just trying to give you an example. Miss IVS she tagged me on Twitter. Thoughts on the Pence situation. Did I miss something new that happened? There are reports that VP Mike Pence has been implicated in the DOJ's investigation of former National Security Advisor John Bolton related to Pence's framing of General Flynn to get him fired, his illegal possession of classified documents, and his role in January 6. Thoughts? I haven't seen that. I'm still looking for sources, and the people the people that are saying it, one, are like a lot of very clickbait accounts. Like all they do is clickbait, and most of the time it's not true. But then there are people like Mike Flynn, General Flynn is, drawing attention to Mike Pence and some other people like that. Obviously there's more credibility there, but I haven't actually seen any new information that shows me Pence did any of the things that people say Pence did. So it's hard for me to change my opinion just because more people are saying something, or that people are once again saying something loudly that they don't like Pence. Like, I need to see the sauce, and that's what I haven't seen yet. Thank you for coming to my Pence talk. Does that make sense, though, guys? What if we see a Pence fall this week? Would that be a calm or a delta or whatever? Not rejecting the electors is proof enough for me. Yeah, but what would that have done? And did he even have the authority to do it? People think, yeah, maybe Pence does have his own indictment coming. And in that indictment, there may be tons of evidence, which could then convince me one way or the other. But like, why would I hold an opinion about somebody just because, especially with no evidence? Like, I've been victim to this kind of stuff myself. People smearing me and all that without evidence, like no evidence involved at all. Like, I'm a little more sensitive to these kind of situations. Like, remember the John Here to Help thing and the testimony or that he gave. And I read that entire testimony because I was like, oh, you're wrong about Pence. You're wrong about Pence. Okay, well, let me see how I'm wrong. I read through it, and the dude debunked himself multiple times throughout that whole thing. I'm pretty sure he's made the whole thing up. Those Pence Ryan emails, those are fabricated, made up. Like, there's multiple instances where I have gone down the rabbit hole trying to find a reason based on you guys telling me to like, this is why Mike Pence is a bad dude. I go down the rabbit hole and it ends up not being true. And when I present that, it's like, well, still, he didn't certify the election or he didn't, he still certified the election and then elbow bumped Nancy Pelosi afterwards and got a coin. Like, that doesn't mean anything, guys. I'm not just gonna get on your opinion because you say it longer and louder than other people's opinions. Emotional damage. Dang, I don't have that clip ready to go. Flynn said he never once called him to apologize for the role he played in destroying his life. But if it was all part of like a plan, right, then maybe it's kayfabe. I don't know. Sounds like you live in a dumb. Real Sneaky Pete really hates Mike Pence. And that's fine. That's fine. Pence's chief of staff, Josh Pitcock, was very likely a bad apple. Not disagreeing with you. Not disagreeing with you guys. There's a lot of people in Trump's orbit that have been in Trump's orbit for a long time that are not good apples. So, I mean, Trump's not good. Like, we gotta, in my opinion, I think we gotta be a little more, this is where it comes to the emotional aspect of things. Like, especially 2020, 2021, that election, the certification, J6, was a very emotional time for a lot of people. I totally understand. And you always want to blame somebody for it. And Trump at the time leaned into that too. But how come Trump hasn't like been critical of Pence really at all? You know, the Miller speech, that's not even like one of the, even outside of what Miller said about him, because you could look at that bicamerally, right? Like you could look at it and be like, oh, he's actually giving him credit, or he's actually, or this is like a shot across the bow. I could see that both ways. To me, it's more like, of all the things they tried to do to Trump and all the ways that they implicated themselves in crimes, all they had to do was get Mike Pence to invoke the 25th Amendment at any point. And none of it would have had to go down the way it did. They wouldn't have had to do any Russiagate stuff. They wouldn't have had to do any impeachment stuff. They wouldn't have to do any COVID stuff. You just invoke the 25th Amendment. Palin Republican. He was buddies with Paul Ryan enough. Trump was buddies with a lot of bad apples too. Trump used to say nice things about Paul Ryan. Trump used to rub elbows with Hillary Clinton at the donor stuff. Like, got to stop looking at it like that. Scott Bessent, the guy that we've been keen in on for like the economic stuff that we're doing. Like, this guy's a gay badass. And I mean that in a great way. Like, he's killing it right now. He used to work with and be like George Soros's right-hand man. But we're sitting here like, holy shit, this guy's great. You know what I mean? Pence was probably a good guy, but a pussy. Maybe. What if Mike Pence did exactly what he was supposed to do? If we believe there's a plan, it's hard. Like, that's part of this too. I mean, I'm not one, like, I believe there's something bigger going on. I don't think it's all fully scripted. We've been over this. But like, if we believe there is something going on behind the scenes, especially the devolution period and all that stuff, like, wouldn't have happened without him. The Pence haters get their information from social media. Like, even like searching, let me see if I can show you this. Even searching Mike Pence, I'll show you some of the accounts that are sharing it. And this comes in spurts. It's like every once a month, maybe every couple months, there'll just be a post that randomly comes out of nowhere, and it's like, oh, Mike Pence is the worst. I think this one here. Breaking: former Vice President Mike Pence has been implicated in the DOJ's investigation of former National Security Advisor John Bolton related to Pence's framing of General Flynn to get him fired. His illegal possession of classified documents and his role on January 6. Bolton recently described Pence as a consistent ally during President Trump's first term. Pence is reportedly also being probed for unlawful leaks, including sensitive national security matters from Trump White House to the leftist media. Pence and Bolton are said to be facing indictment by a federal grand jury for a litany of federal crimes. They are the very definition of the enemy from within. May justice be swift and fierce for these traitors. Maybe that's true, but I've seen a lot of posts from this guy, and it's very, very often clickbait. Very often. And look at how many sirens this guy uses. Hearing from a source, a very well-connected individual, that Adam Schiff will be the next major deep state indictment to come. It's going to be one of the most serious criminal cases ever brought against a politician in American history. Buckle up. Nancy Pelosi on the verge of being indicted for a role in J6. Like, this is where the stuff comes from. So it's hard for me to be like, okay, well, because Joshua Hall said it, I'm going to change my opinion of Pence now, even though my opinion is like very neutral. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed my segue there. John, so how long is Badlands in YouTube jail for? Oh, yeah. So actually, I think it was Cam's fault. I'm pretty sure it was Cam's fault. I saw you in the chat, man. Let me see if I can find that picture. Where did I put that? I want to say I took a screenshot of it. Let me find it in my screenshot history, so I don't have to go digging for it. Sort by date. How do I sort? Man, so many screenshots. But yeah, we got a copyright ding. We got dinged by the copyright. Hold for processing. I do descending? Is that most recent? Or ascending if I do by date? Okay, here we go. Here we go. Hold on. It's coming. Just gonna let these load quick. And I'll show you what Cam did to us. Good thing we have like 12 YouTube accounts now. Not actually, but we have a few. I think this is the one. Yep. Okay, let me get this loaded up in Telegram here so I can, how do I save this? I'll just copy it. Hold for processing, guys. I may even go over to on today's show just because I've been like so all over the place with everything. Okay, Cam, ready for this, man? So we got dinged on our YouTube. So I am streaming to a different YouTube account, by the way, right now. I think it's the @badlandsmedia one. But yeah, we got copyright, 2 copyright strikes. We received a copyright removal request for your video based on applicable copyright law. We removed your video from YouTube. Video was removed. Your channel received a strike. I personally think it's just because he's black. That's probably why they did it. But it was whatever this song is, Stroll, Masso Beats. And actually, the one before that was Masso Beats too. But whatever, we don't really care. I mean, we don't anticipate that we're ever going to be able to successfully monetize YouTube. That's not why we do it. We just want to be able to share our videos there. So they did give us back our other YouTube accounts. We're going to stream to those ones. Right now, I am streaming to, it's youtube.com/@badlandsmedia. That's the one I'm on. So yeah, we'll just keep rotating them through. Eventually they'll stop being communist maybe, and we'll stick on one. But Cam, based on what you did here, I do believe you owe me some reparations in some form or fashion. So we'll discuss that. We'll discuss that later. I will think of a fitting punishment. You know, maybe some like lashings or something. Blaming Cam as racism. I didn't record his show. No, we're just kidding, Cam. Love you, brother. We're good. It's kind of street cred in Badlands to be the one that gets your video banned. Like when Shipwreck did it and she got 2 of our YouTubes banned at the same time. That was that was pretty great. Pretty great. What was the new YouTube account trying to see? It's youtube.com/@badlandsmedia. I believe. I'll double check that. youtube.com/@badlandsmedia. Yep, there we go. You see that? Oh, I'm not even sharing my screen. It's got the best branding at Badlands Media. The other ones are like at Badlands Media Official, Badlands Media Clips, Badlands_media. So we do have more subs over there, which is cool, but we haven't had videos on there in a while. So we're going to start streaming everything here until we get strike, which inevitably will come, and whatever. Okay, let's keep going here. I think Zelensky is meeting with Trump at the White House right now. Do you guys know that? I think it's happening right now. President Trump meets with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky at the White House. Watch live. Here's to see how that goes. Remember, you just had that call with Putin. It was a great call. They talked trade post-war trade, which is, in my opinion, a little silly. But it's silly because it kind of alludes to the fact that, yeah, this conflict isn't really that actual kind of conflict. I think there's going to be rare earth minerals or rare earth materials, whatever, included in whatever this peace deal looks like, especially in terms of trade and the economics. I think the thing I'm queuing in on the most is to see whether or not Zelensky is actually the guy that's there representing Ukraine at the end of this as the president. Are they going to remove him, or are they going to allow him to stay? Ooh, This is breaking news. Let me get it pulled up here. Well, it probably won't be. The U.S. Navy is detaining 2 survivors of strike against alleged drug boat. The U.S. military is holding 2 survivors on a Navy ship after the U.S. carried out a Thursday strike on an alleged drug boat in the Caribbean, according to 3 U.S. officials. The strike, which has not been publicly acknowledged by the Trump administration, was the 6th known strike on a boat allegedly involved in drug trafficking, but it appeared to mark the first time an attack had not killed everybody on board. I feel like we probably should have bombed it harder then. It is unclear what the U.S. is going to do with the survivors being detained, the sources said. U.S. Southern Command, which is responsible for military operations in the region, referred CNN to the White House for comment. The White House did not immediately respond for a request for comment. Speaking of U.S. Southern Command, where is it at? Not that one, not that one. This guy. Southern Command leader to retire after less than a year on the post. Now maybe we know why. It's because Southern Command couldn't kill everybody on the boat. They're pushing the guy out. I think we're onto something here, guys. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth announced Thursday that Admiral Alvin Holsey, head of the U.S. Southern Command, will retire on December 12th after less than a year in the role. Holsey, who took command in November 2024, has overseen lethal strikes on suspected drug boats in the Caribbean Sea and a buildup of about 10,000 troops across Latin America. Hegseth follows a recent show of force with 3 B-52 bombers flying near Venezuela, which President Trump is accused of aiding drug trafficking. In a statement, Holsey said it had been an honor to serve 37 years and voiced confidence that U.S. forces would continue to strengthen our nation and ensure its longevity as a beacon of freedom. Hegseth praised him on X for his distinguished service, calling Holsey a model of naval leadership and strategic vision. He left 2 survivors. It's not 100% distinguished, in my opinion. What are you guys talking about? Patel Patriot, let the chat know that my show is starting at 2:30 today, please. 2:30. Okay, so like, what time does it normally start again? 2? So half an hour late. I mean, I'll read your chat, and everybody's just gonna be hanging out there. But Cam exposes a Fed. Eleanor 2000, Ukraine-Russia war needs to end. Too many deaths. Yeah, we went from talking about all those deaths quite a bit to all of a sudden, like, what's going on here? Nobody's talking about it at all. Trump was saying like 2,000 or 3,000 people were dying every day during that conflict. You haven't had a post like that in like 2 months. Nobody's talked about it. It's been weird. But now that there's peace in the Middle East, in order to continue the year of peace, which is 2025, we need to resolve that conflict as well. Judge dismisses IRS agent's defamation suit against Hunter Biden's attorney. Federal judge has dismissed a defamation lawsuit filed by IRS agents Gary Shapley and Joseph Ziegler against attorney Abe Lowell, ruling that statements he made while representing Hunter Biden were protected by legal opinions. U.S. District Judge Richard Leon granted Lowell's motion to dismiss, finding that the agents failed to plausibly show he acted with actual malice, a key requirement in a defamation case. Leon said Lowell's comments were positions that Biden's attorneys took in the course of representing and advocating for their client. Shapley and Ziegler, who investigated Hunter Biden's tax affairs and later came forward as whistleblowers, claimed Lowell defamed them in letters to Congress and the media regarding their disclosures. In a statement, they said they disagreed with the ruling and are considering an appeal, adding, "We legally blew the whistle when Hunter Biden almost escaped prosecution for his crimes because he was the president's son." Lowell, a veteran Washington attorney, has recently launched his own law office representing public officials targeted by President Trump and his administration. His current clients include Letitia James, Lisa Cook, and Suzanne Moneres, the former CDC director. Lowell's formal firm, Winston and Strawn, sued Hunter Biden in June, alleging more than $50,000 in unpaid legal fees. Whoa. Biden has acknowledged some payment is due, but disputes the amount, according to court filings. Yikes. What else do I got for you guys? Oh, Saudi Arabia and Trump administration. Maybe this is why Ghost is delaying his show. There's new talks between Saudi Arabia and Trump about a defense pact. And I'm assuming Ghost has to sit in on a conference call between Trump and Mohammed bin Salman to get the full details. So that's probably why it's going to be late, if I had to guess. Saudi Arabia is negotiating a defense agreement with the Trump administration modeled after the recent U.S.-Qatar pact. The kingdom hopes to finalize the deal when Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman visits the White House next month, with expectations that it will be robust and expand military and intelligence cooperation. The talks follow President Trump's executive order last month pledging that Washington would respond to any attack on Qatar with all lawful and appropriate measures, including diplomatic, economic, and, if necessary, military. Saudi officials have been in ongoing negotiations with U.S. counterparts to secure a standalone defense pact, which could be formalized either through an agreement or a new executive order. The White House unveiled a $142 billion arms deal with Riyadh during Trump's visit to the region in May, roughly double the kingdom's 2024 defense budget, which it described as the largest defense package in history, encompassing Air Force, space systems, missile defense, maritime, and border security. A couple of comments here or Rumble rants. Let me read the Rumble rants real quick before I keep going. But Bufio says, black hats spread lies to confuse and discredit. Nothing worse than passing on a claim and getting debunked by a normie. Been there, done that, learned my lesson. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people like to spread lies without evidence. And then when the evidence does come out, people will naturally just look a little silly from it. It's a good lesson to be learned sometimes, though. Team Smooth, Cam, the Fed, has video proof of Pence pushing McConnell, but won't share because he's afraid of Jackie MI6. You know what? That makes sense. Cam Fed, Jackie MI6. I think he's around to something. Are we sure MI6 though? Where's Jackie from again? I feel like it's not Europe, but I could be wrong. Babbage 3, the other YouTube channel needs mods if it's the permanent one going forward. Well, let's do that right now. How do I do that again? Let me go on the chat. New managing moderators can support channel even more ways, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Who are Babbage 3? I know you're a mod. Boom. Can manage blocked words. How much power do I want to give you? Can review and remove chat messages, or can manage blocked words and change chat modes in live. I don't know if I want to give quite that much power. Who else over there, Babbage? You have to give me a list. MI6 because the rest is cover. Gotcha. Where's Otter? Is Otter MW Optic? I only see like the last couple chats. CG Riley. Okay, I'll keep this open and I'll do that after the show. I'm going to keep going with some of my news here. Smartmatic indicted in bribery and money laundering case linked to Philippine elections. I feel like we've had this story about 12 times now. Maybe it's just updates on the case throughout, but federal prosecutors have indicted voting technology company Smartmatic on money laundering and bribery charges, alleging the firm and its executives paid over $1 million in illicit payments to Philippine election officials to secure government contracts. That's why it's not new. It's a superseding indictment filed Thursday in Miami federal court. The payments took place between 2015 and 2018 as Smartmatic sought a deal to assist in administering the Philippines 2016 presidential election and to ensure prompt payment for its services. I wonder how much, hypothetical question, this is not defamation or false statements or whatever, but wonder if it's possible Smartmatic or any of these other election companies paid people here domestically to get so embedded in our election system. Is that possible? I don't know. 2 Antifa members indicted on terrorism charges in Texas ICE facility attack. Federal grand jury has indicted 2 Antifa members on terrorism-related charges. Oh, that's a little misleading headline. Terrorism-related charges for a violent July 4th assault on an ICE detention facility. The indictment unsealed Thursday accuses Cameron Arnold and Zachary Evitz of providing material support for terrorism, attempting to murder federal and assisting officers, and discharging firearms during the attack. See, this is FBI Director Kash Patel described the arrest as historic. For the first time ever, the FBI has arrested anarchist, violent extremists and charged these Antifa-aligned individuals with material support to terrorism. Hell yeah. First time. That is historic. He called the assault a planned and coordinated terrorist attack. The indictment follows President Trump's recent executive order designating Antifa as a terrorist organization. I want to read the indictment because I want to know if they used encrypted messaging app to coordinate. Ooh. Conspirators. Well, this is the Antifa cell. Look to conspirator 1, co-conspirator 1, train, blah, blah, blah. This is kind of juicy. They discussed logistics, locations. They exchanged a map of prairie land and surrounding area. Count 1, providing material support for terrorists. Damn. Count 2, attempted murder of officers. Attempted murder, discharging firearm, discharging firearm. Well, son of... So technically, I'm still waiting for somebody to be charged with, like, terrorism. But this is just providing material support to terrorists when they, like, were the terror. I don't know. It's still kind of a technicality. There's no such charge as domestic terrorism. You guys remember me telling you about that. Patel says FBI found more weaponization crimes close to solving command and funding for Antifa. FBI Director Kash Patel tells Just the News that the Bureau is on the verge of unmasking the command structure and financing for anarchist groups like Antifa that have unleashed unrest around America, has also identified potential new criminal activity related to the abuse of federal law enforcement and intelligence. We are looking at so many different leads on criminal activity by those who are in positions of power. We're not going to stop until every single one of those is fully exposed. Patel said during a wide-ranging interview on This Week on Just News. When asked whether more indictments against those accused of weaponizing our government may be ahead, he said the documents are provided either to Congress or the courts of law, and we make every referral we can under the Department of Justice. These indictments that you've seen and the ones that you're going to see coming up here in the near future are just the beginning. Again, John Solomon, dude, is intertwined, intermixed within the disclosure of all this stuff. The fact that they are already close, like, didn't they just start investigating this like 3 weeks ago, maybe a month ago? Like, how are they already got it mapped out? It's almost as if they've had all the homework done for them ahead of time. Somebody did the report project for them, and now they're just like, they're going to be the ones who present it to us. That's what it feels like. It seems very quick, considering how long it takes them to do other things. Anything else I want to talk about? Nope, not that. Why is this guy waving so weird? There's something on the Hill that I was going to mention. Oh, yeah, some states are suing Trump over the solar funding, which they sue him over everything. So no surprise. But yeah, I think that's all I got. Even with the interruptions from the sprinkler guy, made it through. It was good. I'm gonna play the soft disclosure ad, then I'll come back and hang out with you guys in the chat for a little bit. So be right back.
They say confidence starts with a smooth skin. And baby, soft disclosure lotion delivers.
I swear by this stuff. Like, I kid you guys not. This is the first lotion I've ever had in my entire life that, like, I don't get ashy after I put it on any part of my body. Like, my hands are always dry, and my hands have not gotten ashy without, like, rinsing them through water and washing them with soap since I started putting soft disclosure on. Like, it is black man approved. I kid you not.
Black man approved. You heard him. And let's be real. If it can handle his hands, it can handle anything.
Feet are like, they get so dry, like the heels of them, it'll just kind of like flake off. Like, but with soft disclosure, once you put it on, like it starts to absorb it.
Yeah, he went there. Don't worry, we won't show you his feet, but trust us, they're smoother too. Soft disclosure lotion is made with aloe, goat's milk, honey, and our exclusive oil blend that actually restores your skin barrier. Visit softdisclosure.com, use code BADLANDS, and get 15% off.
So there you got it, guys. Get yourself some soft disclosure. It's always appreciated. You're supporting Badlands Media and its creators directly by doing so. What are people fighting about in the chat? No fighting, guys. It's all love here. We're all friends. We can disagree though. I guess it's okay. I like disagreement. You guys keep fighting if that's what you want to do. What's the backup YouTube site, anyone? I can't get to pull up. I posted the link in the chat. Are there more No Kings protests going on? D-Dub West Virginia says, I'm going to drive around here in Morgantown for the No Kings in my 350 horsepower Lesbaru with the Trump 2024 flag on the back. Fun times. I like how you call it a Lesbaru. Good for you. Unchained, Kipo said Antifa was mapped long ago. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Would not be surprised. And from my own research, they began mapping Antifa at least on June 1st of 2020 when Trump made the St. John's Church walk. So it was that day. It was the first time that military drones or whatever were used in the surveilling of the protests. How is Trump going to use the Insurrection Act against them? Yeah, there was a little bit of a talk about the Insurrection Act recently, but it's been about a week. Was it last week, I think? And I haven't heard anything since. As far as I know, they didn't actually sign it. There's supposed to be some in SAV, from what I heard. Last time they did the No Kings protests, it's kind of a bust. Tomorrow, and they are boycotting shopping too. So everyone spend tomorrow. They look like they boycott showering too. Thanks, Maggie. It's funny. Get your popcorn. I saw a girl driving a Subaru with the license plate saying "not Les." LOL. Burning Bright's Subaru license plate says "yes, Les." The Bunny, I'm avoiding the No Kings BS by heading over to Robert E. Lee's family home. I'll play Confederate this weekend. Do you do the role playing stuff where they interact or reenact the Civil War stuff? I always wanted to do that. I feel like I could make a very realistic and dramatic death scene of myself. Like, preferably, hey, I'm gonna lead my little unit into battle, and then somebody comes and just stabs me in the back, and I die a slow and painful death and agony. And the agony isn't even from the actual stab wound; it's just from the agony of being stabbed in the back by somebody I trusted. I feel like I can make that really realistic. So, Bunny, if you do reenactment, I want to come do that sometime. As long as I get a fake die, that'd be real fun. It's going to be stupid here tomorrow. Thank God there's not a protest spot in our town. John, was the ambulance that hit BB's car charged with a hate crime? That's a good question. I don't know. Well, that's morbid, John. Yeah. That's a little morbid. Anything else, guys? Ghost said he's going live at 2:30. So make sure you guys tune to that. We'll still probably rate him after this is over anyway, even though he's not going to be there for a little bit, but no biggie. And then also, again, I'll be back on tonight on Onlylands, 10:30 p.m. Eastern. If you don't typically stay up late for that show, if there was ever a night to do so, it's tonight. Gonna have a pretty big announcement, pretty big show plan for you guys. Very excited. So I would encourage you to tune in. Tell your friends and family, fellow Badlanders, tune in. It's going to be a good one. 10:30 Eastern, right here on Badlands Media. And then otherwise, tomorrow, Power Hour, Chris Paul. Should be a good one. You guys have a great rest of your fall Friday, and I will see you next time I see you. Hit the thumbs up.
Let's get started.
That's what she said.
Oh, that's real good.